First time I came to Poland by car was in 1992, October 1992. I drove from London to Moscow and back again. And I picked up two friends at Warsaw who flew in, and then we went, all three of us together. On the way over the border, there was somebody trying to stop me. They made several efforts to try and stop me by sticking the hand out and trying to get me to slow down. The thing is, I didn't. I just ignored them. But it was quite, in a way, it was quite frightening though, because the way they behaved. A car full of people. I thought they were Germans because they were driving a German car. Later, I learned that many Poles in those days drove in German registered cars. Many. And obviously it was an attempt to try and steal the car or whatever. Having said that, I just didn't I didn't stop, and I kept on driving. Now that was near the border. I remember I tried to stop at the border and get some sleep, but I couldn't. It was too noisy, so I drove on. But I got this far, and I decided I just couldn't take it anymore. And by that time, there was a lot of cars in the petrol station, and there was a lot of wait. So I thought, well, I'm safe here. The thing is, when I woke up, there was only one left. But I drove this far because of fear. Now we're only 35 kilometers from Poznan, so and there wasn't as much traffic on the road then towards the border. But between where the motorway is now, there was more traffic on this road. And that, I think, is about the most frightening experience with the time I've had the car stolen so far. Carjackings do still occur, but not if you're driving a car like this one. They do happen for new Mercedes. 7 or 8 years ago, I was talking to a woman who was driving an American car, and somebody tried to stop her, but she didn't stop, and she got on the mobile phone, which was then quite rare, or comparatively rare, and she got the police to pick up the person involved. I've had, I personally have known people who've had the car stolen. When I was director of the Italian Chamber of Commerce, somebody came in the next day wanting to set up a factory in Poland that would have employed 300 people. Having had his car stolen, he changed his mind. And what they did was they crashed into him, and he took the keys out. And they wanted, he said they had to fill in the documents, and then another one ran into the car, shouted that the key wasn't there, they hit him over the head, and then they stole the keys. Another person also, in his case though, they rammed into him just outside Warsaw, and he got out the car. The keys, in his case, the keys were inside the car. He left the keys in and they drove off with the car. Another businessman. Personally, I've known, or friends of friends or people I've been in contact with 5 times it's happened, but it's always happened with either Mercedes or Audi, and they were all new cars. So the lesson there is, don't drive expensive cars in this country. The police have, I saw something on the television where the police had done an investigation and all the rest of it, the police driving expensive cars, and they did manage to get one of the thieves, but one of the policemen was so badly attacked that he ended up spending 6 months in hospital. Most of these carjackings happen in the region of Nadazin, close to Warsaw. This is Tarnowo Podgorne, which has been one of the most successful towns that I know of in Poland. It's attracted a huge amount of investment. 21 kilometers from Poznan. When I lived in Poznan between 1994 and 1996, there were just fields here. This I remember very, very clearly as the place where the dual carriageway out of Poznan ended. And so it's done very, very, very well. And it's also the place where the Motel Oinks, where I normally stay when I'm in Poznan, because obviously there's no places left to sleep in Poznan, and it's all booked out by the time I actually do the booking. So I usually end up staying here. I slept here the last time was in September, and I was rather disappointed to see how badly that hotel had got. The motel, which had been really nice the first time I stayed in it in the year 2000, but then again there was a bit like in the film Psycho, there was a major road. They moved the road elsewhere, and there was no course for it any longer. Also, they built a Hotel 500 next to it, which again made a lot of sense when there was the major road, but I'm not so certain it made a lot of sense now. But anyway, the people who've done it are two of the most successful business people in Poland, and so I'm sure they knew what they're doing. So we've now got the dual carriageway which leads into Poznan. Quite honest, I have not noticed any difference in the speed which you can travel at between by taking the motorway. But this is largely due to the fact that the road is empty more than anything else. I was travelling at 90 kilometers an hour. Okay, on the motorway I'd have been doing 120. Of course, had all the traffic been on this road as I had, well, I'd have been doing about 30, as I was doing yesterday. This is Poznan. I used to live here. I lived here from 1993 I mean, October I came here, until 1996, left in July 96. When I first came to Poznan I thought it was really brilliant. I'd lived in Gdansk before then for a number of months. I came here and I thought it was great. Had a really good time, though towards the end I was a bit cheesed off with it. From here I moved to the coast and then back to Gdansk. It's a very successful, you can see that, lots of new businesses here. The trade fair, which was very well known, is perhaps not doing so well as but many fairs are very, very popular still. When I came here, the last time, oh, I've got to look at I hardly recognised anything. It changed so much, and if somebody just plonked me down, I came off the motorway, if somebody just plonked me down, I wouldn't have known where I was. Lots of new traffic schemes and what have you. This I do remember though. This is the bypass. Oh dear. And we're stuck. I don't know what the reason for this is. Oh well, that's what happens when you don't take the motorway. The motorway goes straight past it. The motorway bypass is to the south, and I'm now to the north. And if I remember rightly, there's a railway line down here. I remember getting stuck here that day in 1992 as well, and I came to Poland. Go on route to Moscow.